Thyroid Labs normal in quotes on purpose. Thyroid Labs markers are geographic and lab specific. So normal in Tennessee is going to be different than normal in California and normal in Minnesota. In this video, I'm going to show you why 90% of you have an incorrect or wrong diagnosis, how to get a proper diagnosis, and most importantly, what you can do about it. My name's Dr. Stephen Wander, and when I was about 13 years old, my grandparents took me out to lunch. And like any normal 13-year-old kid, I was excited for a meal, and it was my favorite, Chinese. But then my grandmother, she put out 13 pills, and I was like, what are all those pills for? And she said, well, the first one's for my thyroid, the second one's for my sugar, the third one's for my pressure, the fourth one's for my cholesterol, the fifth one's for the side effects of the first one, the sixth one's for the side effects of the second one, and on and on. And after that lunch, I saw her health trajectory go downhill really quick. Oral medication after oral medication, losing her hair, cutting out part of her thyroid, insulin, dialysis, until about 3 months after that lunch, she was gone. Now I was too young to help her, but that incident had a long-lasting impression on me, and I made it my life's mission to learn how to handle this disease, which 90% of you have the wrong diagnosis, so you don't have to suffer, or your mom or grandmother doesn't have to suffer like my grandmother did. And I help people all over the world with this disease. Heck, I even wrote the book on it. It's not you, it's your thyroid. Now the key to this disease is getting a proper diagnosis. And the problem is the diagnosis is an autoimmune disease. Autoimmune diseases are when your body attacks your body. It sees normal cells as abnormal, so it attacks. So if you do have one of these, it's genetic. And if you have a genetic predisposition to something, you have the disease. However, if you can find the 59 triggers, things that trigger the symptoms to get worse at certain times, well then you can handle the triggers, and even though you have the diagnosis, you handle the triggers, and then you can start to live a normal life. Now the problem is, or it's not the problem, the reality is that all of you are not going to have the same triggers, obviously. So we need to find out which triggers you have through testing. Everyone is not going to get the same testing because everyone is not the same. And so there could be blood testing, there could be hormone testing, there could be gut testing, there could be genetic testing, there could be food sensitivity testing, there could be heavy metals. Everybody is different, everyone has a different physiology, and it's not just, hey, take this Synthroid, take this level of thyroxine. We need to find out what testing you need so we can find out which are the proper triggers that we can help. So I put together a webinar workshop to go over what these different types of tests might be needed, what they measure, and how to handle them. And I'm going to go through all the strategies that we've been using on patients over the last 22 years so you can see we can dig in. Now I understand that can seem a little daunting, and some of you might even be a little skeptical. I get it. But if all you learned was one thing from the webinar on how to get rid of your symptoms or improve them, wouldn't it be worth it? So click the link below, enter your details, and get set up to watch the webinar. A word of warning though, this isn't about some new exercise regime, some new special diet, some new supplement. This is all based on science. Science that your doctor and the medical establishment doesn't want you to know. Let's face it, you're too valuable in what we call the pill for an ill model. In the pill for an ill model, we call that the customer for life program. You don't want to be in that if you don't have to be. On the other hand, if you dream about a day where someone can finally give you the right diagnosis and a step-by-step battle plan to figure out A, what is wrong with you, and B, how to handle it, then this might be a good step for you. So click the link below, enter your information, and get immediate access to my webinar workshop. The God's honest truth is 99% of you think you've already tried everything out there. I promise you, you haven't. And so a lot of times it's hard to get patients like that to make the changes that they need to make if they think they've already done everything. But if we can show you through testing you've never heard of and therefore never done, and then we come up with a customized program based on your specific information, you're gonna feel a lot better about that. So put your information in below and get immediate access to my webinar. So let me ask you this final question. How much longer are you willing to endure someone not listening to you, just giving you a pill to cover up your symptoms and not get a proper diagnosis and treatment plan? How long? So if you don't want that, then just carry on just like you're doing with whatever you are doing. But if you want something different, click below, enter your information, and get immediate access to my webinar.